For those of you who are unfamiliar with our software suite, our software is made up of modules. This is so you only need to purchase the modules you require, rather than having to purchase the entire software suite. The Apache HVAC module is used for modeling detailed heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, and is located in the energy category of our software. For those of you who have been using our software, you'll be familiar with Apache Sim, our dynamic simulation engine, which allows you to model your building heating and cooling loads, energy consumption and CO2 emissions, as well as occupancy comfort throughout the year. There are two ways to represent your systems in the Virtual Environment Pro software. One is located in the Apache View interface and is called Apache Systems. The other is the Apache HVAC module, which is fully integrated into the Apache Sim module. Apache Systems allows you to create simple system representation in the Apache Systems dialog, allowing the input of seasonal energy efficiencies for heating and cooling plant, as well as auxiliary energy values to represent the power consumed by pumps, fans, and controls, so the system efficiencies are approximated. The Apache systems were developed for the Parallel analysis in the UK. These Apache systems are fine for early stage analysis of your real building energy loads, as you can predict the building load using Apache Sim and then apply the factors input in Apache systems to predict the energy consumption of the building and therefore the CO2 emissions. Apache systems ideally control systems to condition spaces exactly to set points via predefined HVAC system type algorithms with minimal room, system, and plant inputs within Apache Sim. You will see a more accurate representation of how the controls and systems are working to keep the spaces within comfortable conditions using the Apache HVAC module. Later in the design process, you will need to model your plant in more detail. So as the nature of contracts change to include a penalty if the building exceeds its predicted energy figure, there is more of a demand for Apache HVAC to be used to produce that more accurate energy figure. Also, schemes such as LEED and Green Star demand this sort of tool to predict energy consumption for the systems and equipment in more detail than what Apache systems can provide. The Apache HVAC module is fully integrated with the other modules in the energy category. So it links into the Apache Sim module and will overwrite the Apache systems if they are already input. So if you have an Apache HVAC system assigned to a room, the Apache HVAC system will override the Room Conditions tab, the Systems tab, and the Air Exchange tab for the room. The key benefits to using the Virtual Environment Pro module Apache HVAC are: there's a HVAC wizard to help you to make up your systems quickly. There's also predefined system prototypes, auto-sizing, and multiplexing features, which save significant input time. The Apache HVAC module is linked to the 3D model to ensure the dynamic interaction between the building and plant system is correctly simulated. And there's direct interaction across thermal analysis, building loads, bulk airflow, solar shading, and HVAC systems. The Apache HVAC module provides building designers with detailed building integrated dynamic thermal modeling of HVAC systems, the ability to optimize HVAC operation and minimize energy consumption and carbon emissions so that you get the system right for the building, budget, and environment. You can simulate typical and innovative HVAC systems with minimal effort. And the Apache HVAC module is exceptionally well suited to modeling mixed mode and building integrated systems. You can also model your HVAC system design, component sizing, and your control design. Some examples of HVAC systems and configurations possible are VAV systems with state-of-the-art controls, highly tailored systems, controls and configurations, dedicated outside air systems with fan coils, chill beams, etc., air source heat pumps, indirect direct evaporative cooling systems, hybrid hydronic air systems, displacement ventilation, vented stack effect double skin facades, thermal labyrinths, and earth tubes, mixed mode systems with integrated control of mechanical and natural ventilation. As said on the previous slide, the software is exceptionally well suited to modeling mixed mode and building integrated systems. One of the ways Apache HVAC has been made much more user-friendly and efficient is the introduction of multiplexing. Multiplexing becomes very valuable when you have large Apache HVAC networks to model, An example of this would be if you have a primary air handling unit serving a number of fan coil units. In the top image of this PowerPoint slide, you can see a 4-zone network with fan coil units for each zone and a common outside air system. Without the multiplexing feature, each fan coil unit and zone has to be represented in the network. This leads to very large networks that are a nightmare to edit. With the multiplexing feature, this is all avoided. Looking at the bottom image of the slide, you can represent the common outside air system and then create one fan coil unit representation in the network. This fan coil unit can then be multiplexed. When a multiplex is created, the system can be layered so that there are multiple layers, 4 in this case representing each of the 4 zones and systems. You can easily edit the inputs for the layers in your multiplex by using the tabular edit function. The tabular edits allow you to select multiple layers and variables to edit at the one time. You can also copy and paste the inputs directly from Excel. We've put a lot of development over the last 3 years into Apache HVAC and its capabilities. One of the items we've introduced is the System Prototypes library. The library contains pre-made systems that can be imported to your project. So you can choose your predefined system and import it to your project, and then you can edit it to represent your real building systems easily. As well as this, we've also introduced the System Prototypes and Sizing Workflow Navigator tool. This navigator walks you through the process of Apache system setup and sizing your Apache HVAC networks automatically.